The quiet change after the solar shift. Why so many people feel something different inside. Good morning, my special friends. Something unusual seems to be happening right now. Across the world, thousands of people are quietly describing the same strange feeling. People from completely different countries, different cultures, and very different beliefs are saying something remarkably similar. They feel different, not frightened, not panicked, but aware that something inside them has shifted. Some people say their thoughts feel clearer than before. Others describe a new sense of calm that they cannot fully explain. Many mention that they are becoming more reflective about life, relationships, and the direction of humanity. And perhaps the most interesting part of all is this. Most of these people have never spoken to each other. They live in different parts of the world. They follow different traditions. Some consider themselves spiritual, while others do not think about these topics at all. Yet their experiences sound surprisingly alike. So what could explain this quiet change that many people are beginning to notice? Some individuals believe it may be connected to natural cosmic cycles. Others think it reflects the psychological and emotional evolution of humanity itself. And many simply say that something subtle is unfolding within the human experience. Whatever the explanation may be, one thing is certain. Something about the way people are thinking, feeling, and reflecting on life seems to be shifting. To understand why so many people might feel this way, we have to step back for a moment and look at the broader story of human awareness. Human consciousness has never remained completely static. Throughout history, there have always been periods when people began questioning old assumptions and exploring new ideas about reality. There was a time when humanity believed the Earth stood at the center of the universe. Later, scientific discoveries revealed something far more extraordinary, a vast universe filled with galaxies stretching far beyond what early thinkers could imagine. This shift did not happen overnight. It unfolded gradually as new observations challenged existing beliefs. The same pattern appears in many aspects of human culture. Philosophy, science, spirituality, and psychology have all evolved through periods of questioning and discovery. When new perspectives emerge, people often experience a sense of expansion in how they see the world. Today, we may be living through another such period. But this time, the shift may not only involve new information about the universe. It may also involve a deeper awareness of the human mind itself. More people than ever before are becoming curious about consciousness. They are asking questions that were once reserved for philosophers and mystics. What exactly is awareness? Why do thoughts influence emotions so strongly? Is it possible that our perception of reality depends partly on how we observe it? These questions are appearing everywhere, in books, podcasts, discussions online, and everyday conversations. And one reason for this growing curiosity is the simple fact that humanity is more connected than ever before. Information now moves around the world almost instantly. Ideas that once would have remained within small communities can now reach millions of people within hours. Because of this global exchange of perspectives, many individuals are discovering that their personal experiences are not unique. When someone shares that they feel more reflective or aware lately, others often respond by saying they feel something similar. This shared recognition can create the impression that a collective shift is happening. But what might actually be occurring is something both simpler and more profound. Human beings are becoming more aware of their own awareness. In psychology, this is often called metacognition, the ability to observe our own thoughts. When people begin noticing their thoughts more clearly, their relationship with reality naturally changes. Instead of reacting automatically to every emotion or situation, they begin to pause. They reflect. They observe. And this simple shift can transform how life feels from moment to moment. Suddenly, experiences that once seemed routine may appear more meaningful. Conversations become deeper. Relationships become more intentional. People begin asking themselves questions like, why did I react that way? What beliefs have shaped my decisions? What truly matters to me? This kind of reflection is not new to human history. Many ancient traditions have emphasized the importance of self-awareness. Meditation practices in Asia, philosophical reflection in Greece, contemplative traditions in the Middle East. All of these cultures explored ways of understanding the inner landscape of the human mind. But today, these ideas are reaching a much wider audience. Practices such as mindfulness and meditation are now discussed openly in psychology, healthcare, education, and even business. Researchers studying human well-being often emphasize the importance of emotional awareness and attention. And millions of people are experimenting with simple practices that encourage reflection. Some begin journaling. Others spend time in nature. Many try meditation or breathing exercises. These practices do not necessarily lead to dramatic revelations. Instead, they tend to produce something quieter: clarity. When people slow down enough to observe their thoughts, they often discover patterns that were previously invisible. They notice how certain beliefs shape their reactions. They realize how emotions influence decision-making. And gradually, they begin responding to life with more intention rather than automatic habit. Over time, these small internal changes can accumulate into a much larger transformation. A person who becomes more aware of their thoughts may also become more compassionate toward others. Someone who reflects deeply on their own fears may develop greater empathy for people facing similar struggles. In this sense, the quiet shift that many people describe today may not involve a dramatic external event. Instead, it may represent the natural expansion of human awareness through shared learning and reflection. Another factor contributing to this feeling of change may be the rapid pace of the modern world. Humanity is currently experiencing technological development at an unprecedented speed. Artificial intelligence, space exploration, and advanced scientific research are constantly expanding our understanding of the universe. Every new discovery reminds us that reality is more complex than we once believed. In physics, for example, research into quantum mechanics has revealed surprising insights about the nature of matter and energy. Some experiments suggest that observation itself may influence certain outcomes at microscopic levels. While these ideas remain within the realm of scientific study, they raise fascinating philosophical questions. If observation affects reality at fundamental levels, what role might consciousness play in how we experience the world? Scientists continue exploring these questions carefully and methodically. But even outside scientific laboratories, people find themselves reflecting on similar ideas. They notice how perspective changes experience. Two individuals can live through the same event yet interpret it completely differently depending on their beliefs and expectations. This realization leads to an important insight. Reality may be partly shaped by the way we observe and interpret it. And when people begin paying closer attention to their thoughts and interpretations, their experience of life can shift dramatically. Another reason many individuals feel something changing may simply be the collective human search for meaning. Throughout history, people have always sought answers to questions about purpose and existence. What is the meaning of life? Why are we here? What connects all living things? These questions appear in every culture and tradition. But in times of rapid change, the search for meaning often becomes stronger. When the world feels uncertain or complex, people naturally look inward. They reflect on their values. They explore ideas about consciousness, spirituality, and personal growth. And sometimes, this exploration leads them to discover new perspectives about themselves and the world. It is important to remember that different individuals interpret these experiences in different ways. Some people understand them through spiritual frameworks. Others interpret them through psychology or neuroscience. Some prefer philosophical explanations. And many simply observe the changes without attaching any specific belief system. None of these perspectives need to conflict. Each represents a different way of exploring the mystery of consciousness. What matters most is the growing curiosity about awareness itself. Because curiosity leads to learning, and learning leads to transformation. Perhaps the most fascinating part of this quiet global conversation is how similar many personal experiences sound. People describe noticing their thoughts more clearly. They say they feel more present in daily life. They mention becoming more sensitive to the emotions of others. And many express a renewed appreciation for simple moments that once seemed ordinary. These experiences may not involve dramatic revelations, but they represent something powerful: attention. When attention deepens, perception changes. And when perception changes, the world can feel completely different. A quiet conversation with a friend becomes meaningful. A walk through nature feels more vivid. A moment of kindness leaves a lasting impression. These small shifts in awareness may not appear extraordinary from the outside, but internally, they can transform how life is experienced. If millions of people begin noticing similar changes at the same time, it can create the feeling that humanity itself is evolving. Perhaps that feeling is not entirely inaccurate. Human awareness has always evolved through shared reflection and discovery. Each generation builds upon the insights of those who came before. Philosophers, scientists, artists, and spiritual teachers throughout history have contributed pieces to the puzzle of understanding consciousness. Now, for the first time, billions of people can participate in that conversation together. Through technology, communication, and shared curiosity, humanity is collectively exploring what it means to be aware. And in that exploration, something remarkable may be happening. People are beginning to look inward more often. They are asking deeper questions. They are recognizing how their thoughts shape their experiences. This does not mean the world will suddenly transform overnight. Real change rarely occurs that way. Instead, transformation tends to happen gradually, quietly, one insight at a time, one conversation at a time, one moment of awareness at a time. And perhaps that is the most meaningful kind of evolution. Not something imposed from outside, but something discovered within each individual. So if you have recently felt that subtle sense of change, that quiet awareness that something inside you feels different, you are certainly not alone. Many people around the world are describing similar experiences. But rather than searching for dramatic explanations, it may be helpful simply to observe. Pay attention to your thoughts. Notice how your perspective evolves. Stay curious, because the journey of awareness is not about reaching a final answer. It is about continuing to explore the deeper layers of human experience. And sometimes, that exploration leads to surprising insights. The world begins to look a little different, not because reality itself has suddenly changed, but because our awareness of it has expanded. And when awareness expands, possibilities expand as well. Thank you for being part of this conversation. If this message resonated with you, feel free to share your perspective in the comments. Many viewers here have mentioned noticing similar internal changes in their lives, and it is always fascinating to hear how different people interpret these experiences. Every perspective adds another piece to the larger conversation about consciousness and awareness. Until next time, stay curious, stay aware, and take care.